Hey guys, it's Lauren from the Weight Wise Fitness Center back with you again to talk about abdominals. This is another trouble zone area that we all could use help with. Not only for our posture, it helps with our lower back pain, but also just to feel strong in our core. When we stand, when we walk, it just helps us to feel better. So a few areas and a few little tricks that we can work on at home or again at the gym, okay? So first off, I'd like to talk about planks. Planks are not my favorite thing to do. I'm sure I've told many of you this, but they do work. And so I really like to make sure people are doing them correctly, because I feel like if you're shaking, that's probably a good thing. You're targeting. But they are hard, so that's a lot more stability within the core. You're working your back, your shoulders, all of that kind of all engages together. But it is a wonderful stabilizing muscle to work with all of our abdominal floor on this, okay? So we're gonna start by, again, coming down to our mat, laying down here. So I like to lay face down, completely down. My feet are under, my hands are gonna walk a little bit out in front of me. So I'm gonna place my elbows directly underneath my shoulders, okay? So you can either do this with all 10 fingers spread, pressing into the mat. It kind of helps to lift us up. We want to make sure we're pulling our shoulders out of our ears, pull them down and back. So I'm going to show you the first way, tucking our toes. We're going to pull those abdominals in, lifting in the belly button, and lifting ourselves up to where we're nice and flat here. Okay, so we would sit here and hold this, dropping to our knees as another alternative, okay? So we're just lying down, letting ourselves relax, pressing those knees into the floor, pull those abdominals in. As I pull my abdominals in, you can see I come up off the floor. I'm gonna lift my hips up, and I'm just gonna hold here. You might have a little stop timer in front of you, stopwatch, and time it this way. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, just lift those knees up off the floor. Okay, dropping, coming back down. So that's a really great stabilization workout. As you can hear, I'm a little winded from it, maybe a little red. Because it is hard, but it does take time to get used to it. It does take time to work on it. So even if it's for 5 seconds and you felt like you really got that shake, you really got that stabilization, it's 5 seconds of greatness, okay? And as you continue it, you'll get stronger and stronger. Another thing I like to show clients is to work with a ball. So this is a little stability ball. Usually the one I would work with would be a little bit bigger because I'm a little bit taller. So this is a 55 centimeter ball. So this might be used for somebody that's around like 5'4" or smaller. A 65 centimeter would be more for somebody who is a little bit taller than that. But I think this is a great way to show you guys as well. So I'm going to place this back behind me to get kind of started, or you could also use it by coming up and sitting on the ball, okay? A lot of people are a little nervous when they first sit on these balls. If you put your weight into it, it's not going to go anywhere. They're pretty resistant. A lot of them do have weight limits on it, which is also nice, so check that out if you're purchasing one. So I always tell people, get started just by sitting on it. Roll around on it, practice, move those hips, get familiar with the ball. The more familiar you are, the better off you're going to feel, okay? So we're going to walk those feet out. I'm going to walk those hips down. So my lower spine is on the ball. My hips are off the ball, so I have a little bit more stability. My feet are flat to the floor. So I have my neck elongated. I'm going to pull my hands back behind my head, elbows out wide. So I'm going to lean back so I get a lot of stretch here through the abdominals, through my spine. As I pull myself up towards the ceiling, I'm going to find a spot and look towards that, pulling it back down, inhaling, and exhaling as I'm coming to the center, okay? So that's a way to do core on the ball. Another way that I really personally like is removing the ball and placing it between my legs here. So I'm going to squeeze with those calf muscles, okay? So I'm going to lay back. Hands are going to press into the mat, and I'm going to squeeze into this ball with my legs as I draw them up towards my chest and then place them back down. I might touch to the floor, I might not, just depending on where I'm at for the day and what I've done before, okay? So the big thing is I want to remain with my lower spine on the floor. If you feel like you're arching up, you're going too far. So just pull it up to your knees to your chest type of action, spine to the floor, press those hands in, and maybe you just take it to right here and pull it back up. That's okay. If you can drop it all the way without lifting that lower spine, you can do it that way as well. Okay, so as we lower it back down, we pull ourselves back up to a seated position, and that is some ab moves for you.